Wandering through the misty haze with my trusty cam in hand, every step a soft embrace in this quiet woodland land. Leaves whisper secrets in the breeze as sunlight breaks the morning cloud. Lens clicks capture all the trees where peace and quiet are allowed. Through the misty woods I roam with my Olympus by my side, finding solace far from home.
Hey, I'm Gaff from Gaff Takes Photos, and today I'm in a very, very misty forest. Probably the first one I've been in ever. And I believe this is an area called Stanmore. I was just driving by and I saw the mist rolling in and thought, we have to stop. We have to. It's just one of those things. As a photographer, you see a misty woodland, you have to stop. So here we are, exploring the place, and it looks amazing around here. There are so many cobwebs in these trees, which is just catching my attention right now. I don't want to get all photos of cobwebs, but I feel like that might be one of the most photographed things today I'm going to be doing. So let's get to it. There's one there. Right, so we're not off to a great start. I made the mistake of putting the tripod down before I extended the legs fully, so I could film some intro shots, some B-roll walking around. And I think I put it down in poo, because it is a decidedly brighter colour than the rest of the mud around here, and that's gross. So what a time to be alive, people. What a time to be alive. Anyway, I quite like how this little path behind us looks with the mist, and you've got some nice little browns from the leaves that haven't fallen off yet, which is surprising being the end of the year. So I'm going to get this shot here and think about the time my hand was clean. It's gross, isn't it? That's us sitting. Now, I'm not 100% sure this camera is really showing the detail here, but there's a windy, I'm going to call it a runoff for the water, going through the trees here. And I think this is going to look like a really good shot, so I'm going to grab that as well. This woods, there's like shots everywhere. I think it's just because it's misty, because if this wasn't misty, I'd have walked straight past this. Oh, I like that, it's moody. Moody as, but then most things are going to be moody because look at this place. Loving it. Loving it, loving it, loving it. You can tell I've not been in a misty woods before, like properly misty like this. Just climb through the bushes here, don't mind me. There's a spider here making its web, and again the dew's caught in the web, and I quite like the browns and oranges on the leaves with the web. I'm going to try, and it's not a proper macro lens, I'm going to try get a nice shot of the spider and the web, see if we can make this work. Hopefully we can. No reason why we shouldn't be able to get it to work. I think that's it. Thank you for being my subject. Very pretty web you've got there. Onwards and upwards. It really does give that sort of haunted, creepy sort of video game vibes. Feeling Silent Hill, maybe? But I'm loving this. As you can see, I've reached a clearing here. Now, I quite like this over here, this broken man-made structure falling into nature. That entertains me quite a bit. I like that shot. Whether I can make something with it is probably not. But I'm going to try and take a few photos, maybe get something cool with it. Hopefully, maybe get some reflections. Did I? I might be able to make this work, as it happens. Help if I turn the camera on. Not 100% feeling it, but it's something at least. Oh my god, it's a waterfall. It's a man-made waterfall, but it would be rude not to shoot it, wouldn't it? That's going to work out the best way of getting down there. Barbed wire fence over there too. Don't want to get struck by that. I'll figure it out. I don't know how stable these are. It's very stable. It's slippery, but if it goes wrong, there's nothing to grab onto. It's the only thing that's getting me. How stable is this? Oh no, it's fine. This is 100% stable. Because ideally, so I'm going to try and exaggerate this and make this like a big waterfall when it's tiny. So here we are. Right, I'm going to use Live ND for this, slow down the shutter to get some motion in the water. As it happens, I'm going to shut the aperture down a little bit. So F5, 25th of a second, ISO 200. I'm going to get nice and close to this. This is going to work. We'll try it as it is right now. All precarious things, actually. I reckon I can make this look a lot bigger than it is. Let's go. Not the person I'll sit down over. See if I got that sharp. This is why Olympus is nuts. This is 1.3 seconds handheld. I'm shaking and it's getting it sharp. I would prefer to have my wellies on so I could just dip into this, but also the backpack doesn't help. It's a lot of things. How does that look? How that manages to be sharp, I'll never know, because I am shaking. I quite like how that tree behind me looks, and I was trying to get a thumbnail shot with my little EP5 I picked up recently with a 25mm Yongnuo lens. So I thought, why not try and get the shot of this tree with this? Be quite interesting, wouldn't it? Get it f1.7, 400 per second, ISO 200, see what that looks like. Weirdly, I quite like the tones that this camera gets out. It's more earthy than the EM1. Don't really understand why, but it does suit these sort of brown green colours a lot more than that camera does. Everything with this is just, oh. I like this camera. Good purchase. I actually only paid £40 for this camera, which to me is insane. £40 for this is just absolute madness. The person thought it was broken because the kit then just snapped off and left the base on the camera. And one person's loss is another person's gain, I suppose. I might do a video on this camera soon. This, admittedly, I'm probably going to get people complaining, like on my 6D video, like, oh, you're years too late for the review on that camera. I don't care, it's what I have and it's what I like using. Oh, moody tones. Moody tones. I upgraded this to the latest firmware as well, so it's got the anti-shake for the shutter, which has been a nice feature. And those are ring necks you can hear, they are everywhere. Right, I'm going to try and get this shot with the EM1 as well, just so I got variation. Maybe I'll stick them both up, you can see what they look like side by side. It just gets mistier and mistier, doesn't it? This is genuinely quite creepy. Also the fact I've not run into a single other person out here as well. Not one. And the car park's full. Also the birds have stopped. Usually happens in a horror movie before it gets a bit real, doesn't it? I guess we'll see. We're going that way, into the mist, into the unknown. It's not that dramatic, I'm just walking in the woods really, aren't I? Just make it up as I go along. There's a guy on Instagram I follow called Unique Depth, I think his name is. Sorry if I got it wrong, but if not, its unique depth. He gets a lot of photos of him holding the camera out with another camera here, and that's what I'm trying to do, because I quite like those shots. I'd like to have one as my wallpaper on my phone. It sounds kind of weird, doesn't it? A shot at the back of the camera take. I don't know, but this is the plan. Ideally, I could do with a 17mm lens that I don't have. Young No, if you're watching, you can send it anytime. Anytime you want to send that lens over, I'll gladly take a copy. Or home system if you want to send yours, because yours is better. Yeah, I'm going to try and get this awesome tree here with the EM1 and take a photo of me taking the photo. Actually, I'm going to video myself taking a photo while taking a photo. It's pretty meta, really, isn't it? Maybe I'll try and get a more complicated. Try and get one that's landscapes for maybe a thumbnail. Yeah, I could definitely need a wider lens than this for this nonsense that I'm doing. And this is nonsense. This is pretty a waste of time, to be honest, but it's what I do, really, isn't it? There's a nice little puddle over here. I know, shocking, winter, there's a puddle. But I'm going to try and force foreground interest. And I hate doing this, by the way. I don't like forced foreground interest. I'm going to try and get the puddle here with that broken tree in the background. I'm going to try and use the lens at 12mm, try and exaggerate the tree a little bit and the puddle using the either end of the lens where it gets the most curvature to make them look the biggest. Tip there as well. You want something to look, you understand what I mean. Anyway, try and get this. Going into the depths of the unknown here. I've not been f8 for a normal landscape shot since I switched from full frame, so we're trying to get as much in focus as I can. So f8 is like f16 full frame equivalent, so it should be quite a lot front to back. I'm going to focus about midway as well. Alright, that is f8 1/25 of a second ISO 200, and I hope it's at least a little bit sharp. It does look sharp. Nice. Nice. This fog is thick, boy. The phone's kind of cutting through it a bit, though. Like, I can't see half as much as what I can see on the back of this screen. I'm not sure if this is going to work out. It seems to be an ongoing thing that I say when I'm in the woods. Not very good at this. But there's a tree down there. Just one tree. It's the only one left with its leaves on it too. And I'm thinking, if I can maybe get some subject separation on that, that'll look pretty cool. This is where I need like the 40 to 150 f 2.8 to get more subject separation. This lens is great. This 12 to 100 f4 is great for almost everything, actually. But if you want a little bit more subject separation, then 2.8 is where it's at. Let's have a little look at the playback. I'm gonna make it a little bit lighter, I reckon. And that'll be pretty cool. And now I'm seeing things in my peripheral vision because I've gone, oh, it's spooky around here. It's not. It's just me being an idiot. Maybe handheld high res? We get some more resolution on that thing. Who knows? Turns out I did see someone who, jeez, walking to a log, and she was as equally spooked to see me as I was her. Because this camera doesn't really show it very well, but you can't see that far ahead here. So when you sort of bump into someone out in the mist, it's like, oh. I really should turn around and go back to the van because I'm walking further into this forest. And I managed to go in a straight line and not take any bends. So in theory, as long as I just walk backwards the way I've come, I'll get back to my van. Oh my god. Ah, it's getting boggy now. Well, I'm not actually sure this way takes me back to the van. Maybe it might be a circular walk. Who knows? I'm not from around here. And in typical Gav fashion, I also don't check any of the routes out before I go. I just kind of go. Leads to the best surprises, really, doesn't it? You find cool stuff when you're not expecting anything. Maybe I will head back to the van. Nah, screw it. Go forwards. Full momentum, forwards. I'll try and loop right round. Sure there's a way. Sure of it. I don't know if that shows it well, but there's a awesome looking cobweb there. Absolutely awesome. Let's see if I can get it on the EL'd camera. Oh, hey, sharp. Yeah, I don't miss having to have 2 tripods with me all the time when I'm out and about, because that was what it used to be like with my old Sony camera. With its 4 stops. I think it's 4. 4 stops of IBIS. Whew. This combination here, don't need tripods anymore, unless they're doing astro or really long exposures. But they're kind of niche things for day-to-day photography. I don't need this thing. It's just here to film with. Oh, it's another. No, I've got so many cobweb photos. I don't need more. Don't need more. Do I? No. Right, I think this is where we're going to end it here. While I try and find my way back to my van. So, I've enjoyed this. It's been fun. Like I said, I've not really been out in misty woodlands, like properly misty like this before. This has been interesting. Yeah, it's been a good old time. I'm useless at hunting stuff, aren't I? Anyway, I've been Gav from Gav Takes Photos, and I will see you in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the stuff about nature down there. Or don't if you don't want to. Anyway, I'm going to go try and find my vehicle. Wish me luck.